Welcome back, friends. A few months ago, I took a spontaneous trip to a local thrift store, hoping to find something special. What I found instead was a collection of vintage cottage decor that instantly stole my heart. Let's explore these charming finds together. Your encouragement inspires us to create better content every day. Please subscribe and be part of our journey. Welcome to Victoria House. Finding vintage cottage decor at thrift stores can feel like a treasure hunt, but with the right approach, you'll uncover amazing pieces that add charm to your home. Start by visiting local thrift shops regularly as inventory changes often. Look for items with classic cottage features like floral patterns, distressed finishes, and handcrafted details. Don't hesitate to ask store staff about new arrivals or hidden gems. Remember, patience and persistence pay off when hunting for vintage treasures. Certain vintage pieces are staples in cottage decor, such as antique wooden crates, floral china, wrought iron candle holders, and lace doilies. These items bring a nostalgic feel and can be used in various ways around your home. In this section, we highlight the top must-have vintage finds that instantly elevate your cottage aesthetic and offer versatile styling options. Pure vintage cottage decor is all about creating a warm, inviting atmosphere. Use soft textiles like floral cushions and lace curtains, pair wooden furniture with pastel accents, and display vintage ceramics on open shelves. Mixing textures and patterns adds depth and personality. We'll share tips on how to balance vintage charm with modern comfort for a cozy indoor retreat. Combining vintage cottage decor with modern elements creates a fresh, eclectic look. Pair antique furniture with contemporary textiles or mix vintage ceramics with sleek lighting fixtures. This section offers ideas on blending styles seamlessly to keep your home feeling both timeless and current. Maximize your thrift store visits with insider tips like shopping during off-peak hours, checking for quality and authenticity, and negotiating prices. Learn how to identify genuine vintage pieces and avoid common pitfalls. These tips will help you build a stunning vintage cottage collection efficiently. Give your vintage finds a new lease on life by upcycling. From repainting wooden furniture to repurposing old jars as candle holders, upcycling adds a personal touch and sustainability to your decor. We'll share easy DIY projects that refresh vintage pieces while preserving their charm. Accessories like embroidered pillows, antique mirrors, and vintage clocks complete the cottage look. These small touches add layers of interest and nostalgia. Discover which accessories are essential for achieving an authentic vintage cottage vibe and how to style them effectively. Cozy corners are the heart of cottage living. Use vintage armchairs, soft throws, and warm lighting to create inviting nooks perfect for reading or relaxing. This section offers inspiration and practical tips for designing your own cozy vintage retreat. You don't need to spend a fortune to achieve vintage cottage style. Focus on thrift stores, flea markets, and DIY projects to find affordable decor. Learn how to prioritize purchases and mix budget-friendly items with a few statement pieces for maximum impact. Celebrate the seasons with vintage decor that reflects the time of year. Use floral arrangements in spring, rustic pumpkins in fall, and cozy textiles in winter. This section provides ideas for updating your vintage cottage style throughout the year. small homes can still embrace vintage cottage charm. Choose multifunctional furniture, use light colors to open up spaces, and incorporate vintage accessories that don't overwhelm. We'll share space-saving tips and styling tricks to make the most of your cozy cottage. Extend your vintage cottage style outdoors with weather-resistant decor like antique garden tools, rustic lanterns, and vintage metal chairs. Incorporate natural elements such as potted plants and floral wreaths to enhance the cottage vibe. This section explores creative ways to transform your porch, patio, or garden into a charming vintage haven. Thrift stores are gold mines for budget-friendly garden decor. Look for items like old watering cans, ceramic pots, and vintage birdhouses that add character without costing a fortune. We'll guide you on how to spot these affordable gems and incorporate them into your garden design for a whimsical, cottage-inspired outdoor space. Thanks so much for joining me on this vintage treasure hunt. If you loved these finds, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more thrifting adventures. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite vintage piece or thrift store find? I'd love to hear your stories.